What's going on, guys? Hudi here with Level Up Gaming, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at a VoD review submitted by one of you. Okay, this VoD review was submitted by Jade. It looks like we're playing Raze on Bind. All right, so Raze is playing here on B. Looks like we're playing back on site, playing off contact from the Killjoy turret more than likely. Kind of a risky position as Raze, because you don't really have any way to cover yourself to fall back into CT if they're going to push you. But you have a quick rotator here with you, so you might be okay. So in this position here, you're going to want to fall back to the left instead of overcommitting to the right. Getting stuck behind this box is horrible. It's super spammable, especially when they have a deagle. Then you just get shot through the wall. So when your teammate calls out that they're smoking A, I would instantly rotate here. Or at least call for one of your teammates to rotate.
I heard spike drop on A.
You kind of jiggle peek this slowly. That's perfect. I love that. Okay, you didn't overcommit to this angle. You slowly cleared it. But as you come around the corner, you instantly crouch while you're spraying. A lot of people in this game have a problem where they automatically crouch every time they get into a gunfight. That's not a good thing. I'll keep a close eye though. I like the idea here. Really well executed. Pulling out your knife and running away is probably the wrong choice. So there's always a chance that someone is really close, right? Because they could have pushed this really early and you kind of threw your life away by just trying to escape instead of just committing to falling back while being able to take a gunfight. So if instead of pulling your knife out and run away, you decide to just keep your rifle out and just walk backwards away from this angle while still aiming at the doorway where this guy's going to peek you, you're way more likely to potentially not die and actually win that gunfight and just get 2 kills instead of 1. I don't like this corner though. You're super killable here. Yeah. It's very much a one and done position, and going into this position, you guys are at a man advantage, okay? You're up 4-3 right now. When you walked into this corner, there's no reason, realistically, there's no reason to put yourself in a one and done position when you're in a man advantage. But that being said, the best time to put yourself in a one and done position is when you're in a man advantage. Now, this quickly becomes the opposite, because your teammate dies and now it's 3v3. In a 3v3, you don't want to be in a 1v1 unless your team is in an advantageous position to trade you. And your Killjoy died, so there's nobody here to trade you. So when you die here, you do get a kill, but they quickly even up the count. You get fortunate that your teammate on the other side of the map is able to pick up a frag on the flank. So it still kind of leaves your team in an advantageous position, but you would have been way better off playing a position where you can get 1 kill and escape instead of getting 1 kill and dying instantly. In terms of avoiding this ultimate here, you unfortunately got tagged by the Sova drone. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is pay attention to when Sova has his ultimate. If Sova has his ultimate and I hear his drone, I'm not trying to shoot it and destroy it. I'm hiding from it. I don't think you were able to hear it here though, so that's a gimme. Now, instantly when I get tagged by this Sova drone and I know Sova has his ultimate, you should probably just throw a blast pack on the ground, because as soon as he starts shooting that first one at you, blast pack out of it. It's going to be really hard for him to hit you with a second or third one if he never hit you with the first one, keeping you tagged. Potentially a good nade. Might be a waste, honestly. I would save that nade for when you're actually going to push somewhere, like onto the site. You throw that nade right at that position. As you're going to push towards the site, it just forces anybody that might be playing in that corner back so they can't shoot at you while you're running in. All right, your Jeff picks up the kill. Beautiful crosshair placement. Okay. One thing you do well that I don't see a lot of other players do well at your rank in the VODs that I watch, okay? You peek angles just enough. You slowly clear the angles. You slowly clear the angles players could be holding or peeking you from. You don't overcommit and wide swing every angle. Sometimes you do need to wide swing, but in this case, you played this perfectly. If you swing this too far and if say you put your crosshair here, like you're aiming towards the cubby and you just swing this, you'll get caught off guard by this jet holding this angle and you'll lose this gunfight. But the fact that you're slicing the pie and just slowly peeking yourself out so that you can clear all the angles is perfect. You played that really well. So 3v3, you guys kind of just honestly, so One thing teams don't do really well, and obviously you're in a pug, so like your teammates are going to randomly do things and you have no control over it. But that being said, I would have loved for your Jett to just fall back and play a little slower. In a 3v3, you're in the advantage as the attackers, okay? Because the enemies have to defend 2 bomb sites with 3 players, and you guys can group up and push 1 bomb site as 3 players. So what you need to do is fall back. Don't show them anything. Don't give them any information. Let them spread out. You know, make them second guess themselves. Are they rotating A? Are they staying B? You know, and then just group up quietly and push a site all of a sudden. Take the 2v1 or the 1v1 that you're served up, depending on the site that you go to and how they're playing it, and win that round. So the way the 2 of you play this is kind of how I wanted the 3 of you to play it. You kind of play this really well, just quietly walking back. Now, the one thing I want you to think about is information here. You guys have no information. It's safe to assume they probably are rotating a 3rd person over here to counter your rotate, because they're going to assume since you went quiet and you're showing no presence at B that you're rotating to A. So I said 3rd, I think, but a 2nd person over here. So you can assume there's going to be 2 people on this bomb site. So you need to play for information and potentially a pick. Yeah, you got to be careful here. So this is the problem with crouching all the time, okay? Because you're crouched here, not only are you tagged, which makes it really hard to fall back, right? Especially in Valorant. You're also crouched, which means you have that extra half a second where you have to stand up before you're going to move at a decent speed to be able to get back around this corner. Because of the crouch, you're kind of just committed to this gunfight. And it's not even really a gunfight because she's spraying at you through a smoke with a phantom. So you don't really know where she's at. You're kind of just hoping for the best. Your Jett is getting kind of aggressive here. The best thing to do is just stick with her. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You guys are kind of on a save here. I really wish your Jett didn't have the spike here. Like calling for your Jett to give you the spike or something, and then like just allowing you to not be screwed over when she runs out there and dies with the spike is huge. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Yeah, that round's hard to watch. It hurts me because there's so many things you could have done here, but you kind of had to go with her because she had the spike. Like whether you wanted to or not, you could have fallen back here and tried to play this a little slower, but they're just going to rotate and play the spike. It's going to be 4v2 and they're all going to be watching the spike from different angles. Unless they make massive mistakes, this is going to be a really, really hard round to win once the Jett runs out and dies with a spike here. As a gold 2, I think if you keep playing at the level you're currently playing at, I think you'll probably rank up pretty quickly. I think you're playing really well. You have good crosshair placement. You do a lot of the basics correctly, generally speaking. Some of your decision making is iffy at times, but that's totally normal. That's kind of the stuff that just comes with playing the game, getting VoD reviews and stuff like that. As I talk through some of these situations and talk about, you know, how I wouldn't have played a one and done spot, or, you know, my team's got an advantage in terms of a man advantage right now, and this is how we should probably play this position in this type of play. Like that's the kind of stuff you're going to learn over time. So if you keep up the basics and keep, you know, improving your aim and stuff so that you don't overflick when that Reyna comes jumping around the corner, stuff like that, you'll definitely rank up pretty quickly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more like this in the future, let me know in the comments down below. And if you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. And if that subscribe button is still red and you haven't pushed it yet, go ahead and do that.